What up, y'all? Welcome back to Wall Street Ben Black Playbook. It's your girl Alexandria B. And y'all, we got so much going on in this. We got so much going on this week. So y'all already know we it's Sunday, so we have to start this watch list off talking about the economic calendar. Okay, please, y'all. I don't know what else to say to y'all. Please do not start your week off in the market without checking your economic calendar. So there's a lot of places that you can check it. You can simply Google economic calendar. Ooh, it'll pop up. I enjoy using Market Watch. And you can also use resources like Wall Street Ben Black Discord. I'm just saying, click the link in the description to join the Discord channel, and Yahoo Finance. There's a lot of resources out there, but the most important thing is that you go out there and you do check that economic calendar. Why? Because you want to know what's going to be going on this week and what could affect the market. Economics, listen, fundamentals, at the end of the day, fundamentals are going to come in and outdo technicals every day. They will outdo an entire high probable technical situation every day, every time. It doesn't matter. So this week, we do have a lot of filler information that's going to be going on during the week. But y'all, Thursday pre-market, 8:30 Eastern, it's a lot. They filling that calendar up. We got jobless claims, housing sales. Later on at the end of the day, we have someone from the Fed not speaking, but they're going to be putting out information, the Chicago Fed Department. So listen, people see the word Fed on the market, there go that choppy market sentiment right there anyway, okay? So I don't feel the need to trade every day, especially if I'm looking at the economic forecast. I don't feel the need to sit there and trade every day. I make more money when I decide to be smart with my money, right? So now I do see some setups coming in. Y'all already know I see some setups coming in. So I encourage you, if you have not already gone and looked at my moving average video that is uploaded on here, how to use your moving averages on all time frames, go do that, okay? Because I'm about to just jump right in here talking about it. But if you go and watch that video, it gives you lots of explanations on it. So let's do top down. Let's do top down. Clearly, y'all see here, this is my supply zone in here around 396.30, and then my demand zone is down here around 329.12, right? So the trend lines that I have here that started this February 2020 and come down here, we know that this trend is broken. Like, I understand that this trend is broken. I'm not ready to let go of these trend lines yet. That's why they're still there, right? However, for the sake of this video, let's go ahead and delete it, because if it don't make sense, the trend is over. Then that means the trend is over. So I'm going to still start here. Let's do this high right here. We're going to do from this peak here in June of 2020 and bring this trend line up. Hey, Scooby Beats, hey, how are y'all? And then we're gonna bring this trend line to the top around here, right? So for it to be considered a trend, I need at least 3 touches on that trend line for it to... Okay. He does this every time. Why? Can I just record and teach people? Excuse me. So we need at least 3 touches on that. So we see right here on this resistance trend line that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejections on that, okay? And it's making higher highs every time. Like, so you see in here, it's about 470, 475, 490, 500, right? Every time it's going in there and making those higher highs. Now, so we want to come in here and find our trend line now as well, right? So if this is what I'm started my resistance trend line with, then I want to see where did it drop to after it rejected here, and then that's where I'll start my support trend line. So we see that it came in here and it made a lower low right in here, but then the third low, it did not go any lower. It actually went up higher, right? So this is not where I would start the trend line. That's not my support trend line. I see in here that I'm making higher highs. It has consecutively, or higher lows. It's consecutively made higher lows. Therefore, this is where I'm going to place my trend line. All right. Now, second thing that I want to take note of, right? We have our structure out the way. Now we have our trend out of the way. And that is the order that you want to go when you're doing your top-down analysis, especially when you're on your daily time frame, y'all. Again, go back and watch how to set up a watch list. Watch that video as well. I walk you down through this, okay? Click the link in my bio for all my YouTube videos. But so we've got in the structure, we see that we are holding this 396 as demand. And then we have our trend lines. We see what's going on. We are making higher highs, but we're also making higher lows now as well, right? So I could even really start this trend. No. See, let me stop messing with stuff. I'm cool with where it is right here. Okay, we're making those higher highs and we're making the higher lows. Now, so what the moving average that I have pulled up right now is the 50. So using the 50 moving average on your daily time frame, it gives you a really good indication for when you can enter into swings. Now, I would not use it as an exit strategy or as an exit indicator, but using it for an entry signal, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. We love it, right? And we can see it over and over, even just from looking at this condensed version here, right? We see, and then this is also where it's going to give you that pullback. This is where it's going to give you that pullback too as well. And then look, we lost that 50, came on the way down. Look, that is beautiful. It's really letting us know when's a good time to enter into for swing trades. So you see in here with LMT that it not only did it double bottom right in here, it double bottom off of in this demand zone, because look, it was a previous supply zone, but it broke over it. Right? We were able to hold it. Truthfully, I could even move this level down to right there. And actually, I am. Real-time adjustments, y'all. No shame in my game. Real-time adjustments. I'll adjust until my chart hits, okay? Until there's no question about what it is that I'm coming in here and I'm trying to do and what it is that I need to do. And I like this in here. This looks good because look, we broke above it, and then this is also where it pulled back. Bounce off of it, we get this move in here, same right there, and then this ended up catching the trend line, the support trend line that already had 1, 2, and 3 touches right there, right? 3, really, right? So beautiful. So then we see it double bottomed in there and off of the trend line as well as the demand zone, broke above the 50, we get this. Now, so this was a rally base drop. That is a reversal signal. That is a supply and demand pattern. That is a reversal signal. So you are going to have 2 types of supply and demand patterns. You're either going to have a trend continuing pattern, or it's going to be a trend reversal pattern, right? So either going to continue in its direction, in the initial direction, or it's going to reject and reverse and go in the opposite direction, right? So in here we have this right here. And if you're joining in and you're listening, right, I am charting LMT. That is my top watch of the week is LMT. This video will be available immediately after on YouTube, okay? All right, so we see right here, and the drop or the rally started October 18th, if you are following along, right? So this started October 18th. We see it rallied. No, I can't multitask. I'm here. And then in here around October 31st, like around Halloween, then it began this base. And we know that this base, as soon as it passed below this previous low right here, right? This was the distribution, and it did it below the 50. And then gap down again, it's coming down, y'all. This is beautiful. This looks like a beautiful setup to enter in past the next previous resistance that we see, past the next, like on the path down, right? Where's the next resistance? Right in here. And I would even say here, let's play it safe. Let's play it safe. Now, is this something that we're going to be able to wake up and enter into for a swing trade tomorrow? No. But is it coming? And will it make it more high probable for us to wait for it to do so? Yes, right? Look at here. Look in there. That's beautiful. And let's be real, right? In here, below this 411, which is also going to break below this trend line, right? We'll be able to catch this move down here. Towards 378.50, right? This move in here. Now that is a Betsy launch move. So from about 410 down here to 378, y'all, don't play with me. Don't play with me in my charting. Okay, that would be a beautiful $27 grab to the downside just to catch it from this breakout side of the trend line right there. LMT is my top watch this week. It is my top watch this week. Now that sets us up for a swing trade, y'all. That sets us up for a swing trade. Of course, we're going to come down here to the 1 hour, right? So we have our primary. Well, let's go back up here to the daily. So we have our primary trend line charted, right? You cannot stop at just having your primary charted. You also need to have the secondary and the minor trend charted as well, okay? Because you want to get as much information and be able to catch any sort of break in the trend to give you that advantage, okay? So we see that this is my primary resistance and my primary support trend lines in here. So now my secondary is the move that we are currently making, okay? That's the secondary. Now, I think it's easier, especially in this situation, to come down here to the 4 hour. And let's see if we can catch this in the 4 hour. Right. I mean, we could, let's call it that. We could say that. We could say that that's our 4 hour right in there, right? So again, for a day trade, if we catch this break below right here, this 429, below 430, to be able to catch that down here, right? Now, because this one is a little tricky, a little funky to come in there and catch, and I already have my minor trend is already annotated in here, as this is the minor trend, right? So we're able to see like a break below here, which is also here on the 5 minute, is also, again, a break below the 100, which the 100 moving average on the 5 minute is at 441.46. So if we catch a break below, and you could even just say 441 to give it a whole number, right? Below that 441, this would be a beautiful move to catch down with first profit target in here around 439.70. You break that to come on down here towards this 438. Yeah, like 438, and that'll meet right here at this trend line as well. This will be a beautiful break to catch of this minor trend below there. Now, that is the 100, I mean the 50, I apologize, and we can see that in there. Now, what I do want to pull up is my 100 when we're here and we're looking at it on the 15. Now, looking here, so this is my secondary, this longer one, right? This is the minor trend line. And then this is the, listen, the 100 moving average. When you use it on your 15-minute chart, that's going to give you your signal for the day. That's that signal for the day. If you catch that moving above and below the 100, or we'll just say crosses, the price crossing the 100, baby, take that trade. Now, obviously, look for everything else. Make sure that everything's in context with each other, right? Do all of that. But that is a really good signal. That's a super, super, super good signal. I'm seeing here to catch this. Look at this. Look at this. You shoot this 480 up here to 487 in there, and then do it again all the way. Come on up there to that 490. Come on, LMT, don't play with us. Right? Okay. Now, this did move below. So I'm saying that this is my minor. But is it? Or is this support? No, because it made a higher high. Okay. Lower low. No. Okay. We was right. We was cooking, but it's okay. That's okay. Glad I checked myself. And then this. Right? Sitting right in there. This is my minor trend sitting right in there on this 50 or on this 100 on the 15, y'all. And you see, like it just barely closed on it, wicked off of it just a little bit, right? It's at 443.35 and it closed at 443.18. Got a minuscule of a reject right on there, right? So I'm very interested to see if we break above this 443.35, or is it going to continue to reject it, break below the minor trend to move on down here towards the secondary trend? And that would be a beautiful day trade. That would be a beautiful day trade, which I will keep my eye on for the long-term move as far as when to enter into my swing trade, when I want to enter into my high probable swing trade, right? All right, so that was first up, LMT. Next up, I have now I just blank. We're gonna do Microsoft. We'll do Microsoft first. This was a request. Oh my gosh, what was it? It was Microsoft and something else. All right, so next up we have QQQ, which I've already come in here, maneuvered it around, charted it a little bit, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all. So clearly you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections off of this resistance trend line, and it's making lower highs. It's still in play. Now, much like what we looked at with LMT, I know many people would want to draw this in here as the trend line. However, this is no longer the trend. It was making lower lows, and it did that 4 times, right? Made another low in here, and then this is when the new trend started. It didn't make lower lows. It began making equal lows in here, right? So the support trend line is out of play. That is out of play. Where we are now is here. It has been making its lower lows here, or it has been making the equal lows here. So when we have a triangle pattern that's making lower highs and equal lows, that is a descending triangle. A descending triangle is a bearish chart pattern. Okay, so that's giving us a bit of a bias right there. Now, if you know, you know. Here in the family, we don't trade with bias. We chart so that we can protect ourselves from all directions. But we're going to chart this extra hard to the downside so we can make sure that we're ready. Okay, so the white lines are my primary trend line. Now in here, I have my secondary trend, right? Because although we are in a downtrend, and the way that we know that we are in a downtrend is based off of the highs, right? Like it's mostly focusing on the highs. So of course, we've been making lower highs since November 2021, truthfully, right? Because in here, and then move down. So truthfully, we've been in a downtrend from November to December 2021. But now we're starting to see this come in, okay? Now the moving average we want to pull up, remember, right? When we're on the daily, we want to look at the 50. Okay, I'm right. I'm accurate. Cool. We want to come in here and pull up the 50. So this is my secondary trend. It's the secondary move that's within this overall downtrend, right? Because the stock isn't just going to downtrend for forever and ever and ever. It's going to have days, weeks where it will uptrend. Because of course it has to, right? As we move from our support trend line to our resistance trend line, the price has to move up. The stock has to move up, right? So we see in here, this is my secondary trend, and then I'll come down here to the 15 to show you where my minor trend is. Now, I know this might look a little funny in here, right? And I'll change my minor trend. We'll do this a different color. We'll do it as this orange. Yes. Now, remember, for it to be considered as the trend, we need at least 3 touches, and that's whether it's on support or resistance. Don't matter. I need at least 3 touches on there, right? So what I see is 1 touch, 2 touch. We kind of came in here. Now, could I call this a, let's look on the 5-minute actually. Let me make this on the 5-minute. And look, this made a higher low, so period. I'm very glad that I came in here to look on the 5-minute. And this is how important it is to pay attention to what actually makes a trend. Because look, this was doing the higher or the lower lows, but then in here, now it started going up. So we have one touch, 2 touches on here, and then right in here. And if I'm doing my highs, right? 1, 2, 3, maybe you're coming back up here to do 4 and move back down. Or maybe because we do see that this is sitting, it consolidated a little bit the last few minutes of the market, like the last 30 minutes or so of the market. Right? So we'll be looking for it to either break above 283, right? To round it up to a whole number, which is also going to have it breaking outside of the minor trend, the resistance, to get a move here towards 286, which is my primary trend line, right? Or for it to break below this range, and then we know it's distributing. And what we would want to do, because we do see that this 50 is running in line with this trend line, right? Wait for it to break the trend line and the 50. So below 280, we want to catch that to write it back down here to the secondary trend line around this 275. That would be beautiful. Now, since we are on the 5-minute, let's pull up the 100 moving average, right? And we can use the 10. Now, seeing here, like, again, which is giving us this break below our box in here, like below this 282, which we'll just say below there, and to write it down here to the 100. So this 278, and that makes for a really great scalp. But you know, we like the 15 with the 100, right? We like to look at the 15-minute with that 100. So the truly safe move would be to wait for QQQ to break below 279 to take with your first profit target down here about 275. In this 275 range, which will then have broken the secondary trend line, which should give us this move down here, which should be a great swing trade indicator for us to play it down here, back down to this demand zone around 267. Right? So my watch list is very short and sweet. It's very short and sweet because I'm looking to swing QQQ and LMT to enter into swing trades that should last about 1 to 2 weeks. And because I have my eye on it, waiting for that setup to come, it presents me the opportunity to trade these two throughout the week as well, right? Because if I have my eye on it to enter into a swing trade, I might as well intraday trade it as well. Okay, so that's what I have in here for my full complete watch list. Make sure you click the link in my description and it will take you to the Discord. There is a free 3-day trial, so you can come in, check it out, see how we do it. But other than that, thanks for tuning in. Bye. Okay, now bye.